Hi everyone, my name is Keisha Moffett, and like they mentioned, I'm from Opegunjik First Nation located in northern New Brunswick. I'd like to thank you all for being here and coming to listen to this presentation. I also want to acknowledge that I'm on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq. So my presentation today, just going to be a brief presentation about who is NALMA and then our Species at Risk Management Toolkit. Yeah, so this is me. I'm sorry my video is not on today. The internet connection over at my place is not the best today. I'm currently working from home, but this is my contact information. If you have any information, if you have any questions, you can email me or call me. So NALMA's mandate is to provide technical support, networking and communications, and professional development to build capacities for First Nation land managers. So our mission and values are centered around building capacity, like I had mentioned, and empowering Aboriginal lands management. So we were incorporated in December 2000 as a non-for-profit, non-political technical organization. We have two headquarters. We got one, the NALMA headquarters, which is located in Curve Lake, Ontario. And NALMA also has the Center of Excellence for Matrimonial Real Property, which is also located in Curve Lake, Ontario. Currently, all employees are working from home though. So NALMA is made up of 8 regional lands associations. Each province has their own land associations. Our members operate under various land regimes. We have members who are part of the RLAMP program through the Indian Act. We have members under the First Nation Land Management Act, and we also have self-government. We have 219 First Nation Inuit communities members at large. NALMA is comprised of a board of directors. We have 8 directors, which each represent the respective regional lands associations. So for the province of British Columbia, Tom Bob is the director for NALMA. So NALMA is comprised of 4 units. We have the professional development unit, the survey unit, the land use planning unit, and the environment unit. All our units provide training, resources, and technical support and funding to our members. We also have the Center of Excellence for Matrimonial Real Property, which also provides training and resources and funding support for matrimonial real property law. NALMA is also known for the Professional Lands Management Certification Program. NALMA is the only national certifying body for Indigenous land managers in Canada. We've certified over 196 land managers since 2004. We delivered this program with institutional partners across the country. So the program breakdown is 1 year of coursework at our institutions, and then 1 year coursework with NALMA. So the first year coursework, it's a level 1. It's called level 1, and it's the post-secondary component, and it can be completed at either the University of Saskatchewan, Vancouver Island University, or Algoma University. And then we also have the level 2 program, which is a technical training that's put on by NALMA. In the past, the level 2 training program was put on in person, but due to the pandemic, NALMA is currently redesigning the program so students would be able to take it online. We are still in the redesign process, but hope to have that up and ready in June. And we are also currently designing the program to be offered into the French language. So NALMA does have funding opportunities. Unfortunately, there's no funding opportunities at NALMA for the environment, but we do have special project funding for land use planning, matrimonial real property, and surveys. You can get more information about these funding programs, such as the deadlines and eligibility requirements, on our website. So if you are interested in becoming a member with NALMA, you would have to reach out to our regional land association, and the eligibility requirements are vary depending on the province that you are registering from. But when you do register with NALMA, you get comes with a bunch of benefits, such as continuous learning opportunities, access to professional development opportunities, access to resources and funding. You get to stay updated on policy and trends and network with colleagues who are in a similar field as you. So those of you who are interested in becoming a part of NALMA, you can reach out to the Be Common Plan support person, which is Charlene McHugh. She'd be able to take any questions you have, help you register, become a member, and her email address is there. So the department that I work in is the Environment Unit. And within the Environment Unit, we have a wide variety of environmental toolkits. Currently, the only one that is available for training is the Environmental Management Toolkit. Our trainings used to be in person. It used to be a 5-day training. However, due to the pandemic, we are currently in the process as well of providing this training online. We also have the Climate Change Toolkit, which will be available in the near future. We have the Waste Management on Reserve Lands Toolkit. This is currently still in the drafting stage, but once complete, it will be available for training. We also have the Contaminated Site Management on Indigenous Lands Toolkit. This as well is still in the drafting stage and will be available in the near future for training. And the Species at Risk Management Toolkit, which is the topic that we're here to talk about today. This is also in the final drafting stage, and once complete will be available for training. So because this toolkit is currently still in the drafting stage, I'm not able to provide an in-depth information on kind of the topics within the toolkit, but I can provide a brief overview. The final toolkit and training resources should be completed by the end of March 2021. The toolkit will include a manual, PowerPoint presentations, and training activities. And we have training options, as I mentioned, in person or virtual training. So this toolkit was developed to provide key information to land managers to ensure they comply with the species at risk laws and regulations. It's to provide knowledge and tools to assist land managers develop a species at risk program for their lands within their communities. It's to present common principles, best practices, and suggested methods for developing a plan for protecting species at risk. So what is in this toolkit? There are chapters on introductory information about species at risk and legislation related to species at risk and their critical habitats. There's chapters relevant to what is involved in developing a species at risk program, developing implementation and avenues for funding. And there's also a bunch of other resources and useful topics, including a glossary. And we also have appendixes that provide templates for when you are developing a species at risk program for your community. So this is an overview of the chapters within the toolkit. You'll notice we have 13 chapters, which are all applicable to species at risk. These chapters were put into the toolkit based on surveys that we had put out to our members, and we wanted to see which topics were of interest for them and which would really help them. So all these chapters were information given to us by our members. So when should this toolkit be used? To understand how the Species at Risk Act may affect your community and knowing what you should be aiming to undertake in a species at risk program. Knowing the legal requirements under the species at risk laws and ensuring your nation is in compliance with those laws. Community leaders such as chief and council and the land managers should become familiar with the toolkit, and it could be referenced on a regular basis as you develop a species at risk program for your community. This toolkit has been written in a style intended to be helpful to both the laypersons and the land environment professionals. All our toolkits are written in friendly, easy to read language that the land manager and even community members who don't know too much about the Species at Risk Act are able to understand. So we do have training opportunities. Like I had mentioned in the past, pre-COVID, we did provide in-person training. There were 3 days of in-person training from 8:30 to 4:30 with lunch and some health breaks. But unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we are not offering in-person training. We are currently exploring this option for virtual training. So when the toolkit is available and ready, you can reach out to the regional land association coordinator, which would have been Charlene McHugh, and we can arrange a time for me to provide you with this training once NALMA is up and ready to do this. And this is my presentation. I'd like to thank you all for coming, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you do have questions and you don't want to ask over the Zoom call, you can call me or email me, and my information is on this slide.